Hey guys, this is Cole Watkins with the Bridge Group, and my guest today, David with Atlantis Poolscapes. We're here to talk about all things pools. Usually we're talking about all things real estate. Today, it's all things pools. And I have my good friend, David Freeman, here with Atlantis Poolscapes. And me and David go way back.
Yeah, quite a few years.
Yeah, we used to work at National OL Varco and Former Life together. And now we're in completely different fields. David, I know that your father, who you work with, has been in the industry for over 30 years.
36 years.
Just tell us a little bit about Atlantis Poolscapes.
Well, my father started the business in the last big oil downturn of the 80s, was on the road all the time, and he wasn't spending time with his family. So he and a friend started a pool cleaning company. They did that for a few years. Then my dad moved on to remodels and then construction. And 36 years later, we're a boutique pool company, A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, building boutique pools, custom pools for folks.
If you can do anything for longer than a year, I'd say you're a pretty successful business. and for 36 years, that's awesome. You'll have a great reputation. In fact, we're using Atlantis Poolscapes for our personal pool. Yeah. And I think a lot of the questions, a lot of the education that I've gotten going through the process has really kind of led me to hopefully help our viewers gain some kind of value out of this as well. So, a lot of the buyers, sellers, but mostly buyers that I work with say, I either want a house with a pool in it already, yep, or I want a home with a lot large enough to accommodate a pool. So what are some of the things that we need to look for or stay conscious of if we're looking for a property that we can fit a pool in?
So when you're buying a home, you need to fairly quickly ask for a copy of the survey. You need to be aware of your easements on the back. In most subdivisions, if you back up on green space, ponds, lakes, forested area, or you...
Meaning you have no back neighbors.
Then you will probably have at least a 14-foot easement.
Which is what we have?
Yeah, so if you go and so some yards are still big enough for a pool, but if you have a 14-foot easement and your back fence is, 25 feet from your house, we can put a pool in there. We can put a pool that's 9 feet wide, but you're probably going to be long and narrow. You need to look for build lines on the side of your house. Build lines, you can usually go on top of them with decking, but you can't go up and you can't really go into the ground. So you just need to be aware. Ask your realtor. If you're buying a brand new home, ask the home builder. And if you don't mind, I'd like to share a story.
Yeah, please.
One of our former coworkers bought a brand new home, and the home salesman, she was very much wanting a pool, so he charged her more for an extended, bigger lot. Well, when it came time to talk to her about building a pool, she had I want to say 20 or 25 foot easement. And so she actually had less room in that extended lot for pool than she would have had in a normal size lot, because the salesman didn't tell her about that. So it's very important to know what your easements are, and then to have some sort of idea of what size pool you want, how you want it located. You don't have to have specifics, but do you want a lagoon style pool? What's popular now, or it's very contemporary, straight lines, travertine, light colors. My advice, build the pool you want, but be conscious that just like everything, there's trends. My dad had a customer before I started working with him that chose pink tile.
Okay.
Now that's that customer's wish. If that's what he wants, that's awesome. But he almost immediately, once the pool was filled, said, wrong choice, let's change that. So
wow.
just be conscious of, you build the pool you want, but if you ever plan on selling the house, maybe say, hey, let's go a little bit generic, let's go a little bit mass appeal, but still build the pool you want.
Absolutely. Would you mind taking us through maybe just the 100-foot view of the process of building a pool? Okay,
so after you've selected a builder, you will work on a design that you like, and that may take several iterations. I think with Cole, it was 6. You don't have to tell us what exactly you want if you'll just give us an idea. We will we'll design something, go back to you and say, hey, I love this, I don't like that, and then we'll just start paring it down to what you want. It's your pool, it's your backyard, build what you want. Saying that, a lot of what you get is going to depend on your budget, but you need to give your builder an idea of the budget you're looking at, because then he's not bringing you a $100,000 pool when your budget's 50. You want to build a quality pool for someone and meet their expectations. So everybody having an idea of what's expected and what you're looking for is a pretty good idea. So then after we do that, we design the pool, sign the contract. Out here in the Katy Fulshear area, well, everywhere, there's permits from the city. Those usually take 7 to 10 days to pull, and then there's HOA permissions.
I would advise just calling the HOA and finding out the quickest way to get that HOA and the permissions and everything back from them, because yeah, sometimes they might want to meet over them, other times there might be a different way around that.
And then after that, we come out to your backyard and we actually, what we call is a stakeout. It's basically we locate the pool with stakes or paint or string. And that's when you start getting the first idea of what your pool will kind of look like, how it'll sit. And then after that, once all that passes, it's dig day. And at the end of that day, your shape is carved into your pool at depth. The next day is steel. That means the steel rebar is put in. That's the reinforcement for your pool. And then stub plumbing. And all about the same time, some of these steps are a little bit interchangeable, but plumbing, tile and coping. After tile, coping, and plumbing and electrical are done, you form and pour the deck. And after that's done, it's you do the plaster. And the plaster guys, depending if you just get plain plaster, the plaster guys, when they're walking out, will throw a couple hoses in your pool and start filling. If you do one of the new pebble technologies, they'll come back a second day and hone your pebble to expose that aggregate. Then they'll fill it the second day, start filling it. And then after that, you know, you turn it on.
It's time for the party.
It's time for the party. Time to start swimming and enjoying it.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Well, thank you so much for coming out today and being a part of this. Guys, that we're actually at Prescott Glen, one of our listings that we have recently sold. If you need, or if you've had thoughts of selling or buying in 2019, please reach out to us. David's information is going to be listed below as well. If you've been thinking about building a pool, please reach out to him as well. See y'all next week.